Let's talk about database mirroring monitor GUI. Let me open this panel again. Go to the database, right click, tasks, launch database mirroring monitor. This will open the monitoring GUI. When you open the monitoring GUI for a database, it automatically registers the database here. If you are already in the monitoring GUI and wanted to monitor the status of other databases, other mirror databases, then you need to register those databases. Okay. For example, we have 3 databases that are mirrored. Okay. Right now, I have this database registered HA. I can select other databases to monitor. Okay, this is high availability database and this is high performance database. Let's talk about the GUI. You can monitor the database mirroring session using GUI or using stored procedure. Okay, using the stored procedure, but you have to understand the result set, and it will be in textual format. And this monitoring GUI, basically it is going to execute the same stored procedure and show it in a nice format. For this database, this is the monitoring status at the moment. Okay, so basically on the right side it shows what is the status of the database mirroring for this database. Currently this is principal and this is mirror, both are synchronized and witness is connected. Okay, this is high availability, that's why we have the witness server address here. Okay, it shows what is the operating mode here. Okay, here in this section, this is the principal server log information. Okay, what is the size of the unsent log queue? Okay, how much log records in kilobytes we have in the unsent queue? Okay, and what is the oldest unsent transaction in the principal queue that needs to be shipped over to the mirror? And time to send log, all the log records in the principal server. Okay, what is the current send rate from principal to mirror? What is the transaction rate that are coming into the principal database? Okay, so this is the mirror log information. How much we have in the redo queue to be restored on the mirror database, time to restore those log records, current restore rate. Okay, this is probably self-explanatory. And this mirror commit overhead, basically what it tells, how long the principal server is going to wait for the acknowledgement from the mirror server. Okay, so this is important in the synchronous mode operation, not that much important in the asynchronous, because there is no two-phase commit in the asynchronous. Okay, and unsent log, this is important for the asynchronous, not for the synchronous. Okay, in the synchronous mode, when a transaction comes in, it's going to update in the principal and the mirror server. Okay, you will see the value in the synchronous mode when the mirroring session is suspended, or paused. Okay, so but in asynchronous mode, typically you'll have value here in the peak time. Okay, time to send and restore all current log, probably self-explanatory, and that's pretty much it. And this is the mirroring information that you can view in the GUI. Okay, an interesting thing is you can go and set up the threshold. For example, if we have more than 2 kilobytes of log records in the unsent queue, send me an alert. Okay, and similarly, if you have more than 10 kilobytes of log records in the redo queue, send me an alert. Things like that. Or if more than a threshold value, then you can send an alert. Okay, or you can set up some job to do certain things. Okay, things like that. And the thresholds, generally what we have here is unsent log record exceeds a threshold. These are the 4 threshold or alerts we can set using the mirroring GUI. Okay, this is unsent log exceeds certain value, unrestored log exceeds certain value, age of the oldest unsent transaction. For example, if you have a transaction in the send queue that is sitting in the send queue for more than 2 minutes, then send me an alert or do something. We can fire a job, SQL Server job to do something. Okay, and mirror commit to overhead exceeds the threshold. Again, on this counter, you can set a threshold. Okay, if a transaction is waiting more than 1 minute to send the results back to the user, or if a transaction is waiting for more than 1 minute from the mirror server, then send me an alert. Okay, things like that. And these are the 4 alerts you can set. You can set the alert using set thresholds in the GUI, or you can use the alert stored procedure. For example, if you type in the internal lessons, you can see here change alert, drop alert, help alert. Okay, using these stored procedures, you can set the alerts, or click here and set the alert. Okay, for example, I'm going to set the alert for the DB mirror high availability. Sorry, not for this database. Let us select high performance. Okay, for this database, it is in asynchronous mode, and I'm going to set the alert if the log records exceeds more than 2 kilobyte in the send queue, then send me an alert. Okay, send me an email. Okay, let's set up the alert. So this alert is enabled on the unsent log records exceed threshold. Enable this on the principal, enable this on the mirror. Okay, I have set this alert. Okay, here I can change it to 10. If log records in the send queue is more than 10 KB, then fire the alert. Okay, you can see that here the alert is set. You can also help alert. You can see that here what is the values I have set here. Okay, and if you want to change, you can change the values using the store procedures. Change alert, you need to specify the database name and threshold indicator, and okay, I think let's look into the manual. Alert ID 1 is for the oldest, alert ID 2 is for the unsent log. Okay, I'm going to change the alert ID to, and value is 15 KB. Okay, and this warning is enabled. 1 for enabled and 0 for disabled. 1. If I execute this, let's refresh. You can see that here 15 KB. Okay, if you want to disable it, I guess if you pass 0, then it is disabled on the server where I executed. Okay, if I execute this on mirror, then it will be disabled on mirror. Okay, let's enable it and set it to value 10 KB of send queue. So what I have done, I have created the alert to send the alert if the send queue is more than 10 KB. Okay, if log records are piled up in the send queue more than 10 KB, then fire the alert. Okay. What the alert is going to do, it's going to write the event in the event viewer. Okay. Let us go to the event viewer, and I just cleared the event viewer to make sure. Okay, so we have so many things. Let's clear the log again. So I'm clearing the event viewer. So we have the clear event viewer now. There is nothing in the event viewer right now. Okay, so let us write some transaction and insert a bunch of records into the table in this database. Okay, in this database right now I have two tables, T1 and T2. Okay, and both of them are identical. It has three columns: integer, character, and text. Okay, I'm going to dump a bunch of rows. During that time, it is going to build the send queue. Okay, if the send queue size, the queue size is more than 10 KB, then an event will be entered in the event viewer. Okay, and you can write a job, or you can write a WMI script, or you can do anything you want once you have the event in the event viewer. Okay, even if you have enterprise-wide MOM, Microsoft Operation Manager monitoring the event viewer, then you can set up MOM alerts to alert DBAs. Okay, once you have the event registered in the event viewer, you can play with it basically. So this is the database mirroring monitor alert that will enter the event in this event viewer. Okay, now all I need to do is just to create the scenario to fire the event. Okay, so for that I'm going to write a script to create some 10,000 rows into the T1 table on the principal server. Okay, okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to insert some 10,000 rows, let us say 100,000 rows, into the table T1 so that I can create the scenario. Okay, so let's execute right now. The status is nothing is going on. Okay, everything is zero, blank. Okay, so when I start executing this script, okay, the script is executing. Let's refresh. Now you can see the current send rate is increasing, but still it is in synchronized mode. Okay, it has not piled up yet. Let's refresh. At one point of time you will see the send queue will grow. Okay, instead of refreshing here, the script is still executing. We can just monitor here. Okay, let's also do this. I'm copying the script and I'm going to execute the script against another table that we have. Again, this is also the same layout. I'm going to execute against T2 table. Okay, so now we have two scripts that are running and dumping a lot of data in T1 and T2 tables. Okay, so definitely we should have the unsent log event here. It looks like my computer is a bit faster and quickly catching up with the transactions. That's why we couldn't build the send queue more than 10 KB. These two scripts are executed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this threshold to 1 KB. Okay, instead of 10 KB. At least we can, at least I can show you the alert. Okay, so now I'm changing the, let us make it as 0. Okay, so no, 1 KB is the minimum, it looks like. Okay, that's good. So let us change it to 1 KB. It means if the send queue contains a log record, send queue size is more than 1 KB, then fire the alert. Okay, that's what I have set here. Now I'm going to execute the same script with okay, so now I'm going to execute the script which is going to dump a bunch of rows into the T1 and T2 tables. I have the alert set here for 1 KB. Let us see if we can succeed this time. HP and HP, okay, high performance, fine. So now we have the two scripts that are running. Let's take a look at the mirroring session. It looks like both are synchronized. Let me see if we have any alerts here. Okay, good. We made it. This time we got the alert. Okay, so this is what the alert is. Alert of the unsent log has been raised. Current value of 4 surpasses the threshold 1. Okay, it looks like okay, if you refresh it again. Okay, good. Now the alert is firing and it is writing the events in the event viewer. Okay, now what we will do, we'll create a SQL Server Alert. Okay, and we will send email to DBA. Okay, to send email to DBA, we need to have the database mail setup. Okay, first I'm going to create the database mail account and database profile, and create the operator, and after that I'm going to create the SQL alert. Okay, first I need to create the database mail. Okay, if this is the first time you are setting up the database mail, you will get this pop-up. So say OK to continue. Now my profile, I'm going to say DB profile. And to set up the account, I'm going to use my POP3 account, my metamanager.com account. I need to select the profile as public. Okay, now I have set up the database mail. Okay, let's send a test mail to make sure we have set up correctly. Okay, we got the test mail. That means we have set up correctly. Our database mail feature is working. Okay, now let us create the SQL Server Alert. Now what I'm going to do, when alert 32042, when this unsent alert has been raised, unsent alert has been entered in the event viewer, then I want to send an email to DB. I'm going to set up a SQL Server Alert to do that. Okay. Okay. And now I have to see all databases. The reason is if I want to specifically say HP for this high performance database, I can say that, but there is no database keyword here, so it cannot really detect that. I have no other option other than setting it to all databases. Typically you might want to send alert for a specific database. Okay, so in this case I'm going to say all databases. Okay, the error number I wanted to look for in the event viewer 32042. This is the event. Okay, I have to look for this specific event, and if that event occurs in the event viewer, then send me an email. So response for this alert is, I can say execute a job, create some job, do something. Okay, in this case I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to notify the operator. Okay, since I don't have any operator, let me create one. Okay, so for this operator, send me the email. Okay, in the email I can say, please look into the issue. Okay, now I'm creating an alert like this. Okay, it looks like the script is still executing. If we get any new alert, okay, then it's going to enter into the event viewer, and from there the SQL Server Alert is going to catch up and send an email to DBA. Okay, so now we have the alert which is constantly looking at the event viewer. Okay, so let us see if we have any new alert in the event viewer. Okay, we got bunch of alerts. So at this time we have the alert, and we need to have 32042 alert after this time, then only we'll get the email. Okay, let's keep refreshing it. Okay, it looks like both the scripts are running. Let's stop the script and execute the script again. I think that may work out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the script, both the scripts. Okay, I again started executing the script, dumping more rows into T1 and T2 tables, and this time hopefully we can build the send queue more than 1 KB and fire the alert. Let's take a look at the event viewer. Okay, so we got the alert. Good, at least now we have the event raised in the event viewer, and SQL Server Alert should have been fired and sent an email to us. Let's take a look at our email. Okay, still we didn't get the email, so probably the SQL Alert. Okay, it looks like we finally got the alert email. This is the description that we entered in the SQL Server Alert. Okay, so this is how you fire an alert and send an email to DBA or support people. Okay.